Good morning, day 248, cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and working pantry meals. So it's another beautiful day here in Ohio. I have the feeling it's going to be humid today. But again in the 80s. So last night I went outside with my dogs and it was dark and it was so beautiful out there. You could hear the peepers and the crickets and it was just a concert going on out there. So I didn't think I could film out there, but it was just beautiful. So it makes you think about, even if you don't have much, about all the things you have that nature gives us that, unless you're in jail, you can enjoy. You know, you can go outside and drink a nice cool glass of water or coffee or a glass of wine. You can go on a walk, go on a nature walk. You can ride your bicycle through the neighborhood. I have a hard time riding a bike now. Since I broke my hip, sometimes I have a hard time lifting that sideways. You know, I can lift my leg forward and back, but lifting it up sideways, sometimes there's a definite loss in range of motion there. So I don't know if that would improve with some exercise. It might. They did give me exercises to do when I broke it, but that was like 5-6 years ago, and I did the exercises faithfully. So I did recover nicely. But it did change my gait when I walk. I find I don't lift my feet up as much as I used to. So anyway, that was a boring conversation about my hip dilemma. So I still haven't heard from the tree guy. So I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to be maybe next week. He's a really busy guy, and he does an excellent job. So I guess I'll just have to wait my turn. That's all there is to it. Forgot to take the seal off my creamer. So today I want to make some Fakin bacon. I have a lot of tofu that I want to use up. And I have made tofu bacon before several times, and it really turns out good. But I want to try make it a little different today. I want to try dry rubbing it instead of soaking it in a brine. So we'll see how that turns out. And then I want to bake it on low and just to dry it out a bit. So we'll see. I'll share that with you when I get around to making it. So I have a lot of tomatoes. Well, not a lot, but I have several that I want to eat up. And that's why I want to make the Fakin bacon. And I still have lettuce. I still have all the makings for a lovely sandwich. So that's what I'm doing today. And hopefully I'll get outside a little bit. That was just so beautiful last night. I just sat there for a couple minutes and took it all in. All right, I'll be back in a little bit with breakfast, lunch, whatever, my brunch meal. Okay, well this morning I'm making some of my iced tea. In here, in my infuser, I got this container years ago and I just love it. It's by Hamilton Beach. They probably don't even make it anymore. I got it at Mark's, marked down, really cheap. That's when Mark's was really cheap. But anyway, these are the teas I'm using, and I use 6 tea bags for this container. And I make herbal tea. So I use the mixed fruit. That's by Declutter-Huge. Rosehip and hibiscus. That's by Declutter-Huge. This is from Walmart. Strawberry hibiscus. And this is from Dollar Tree. The Tea Vive chamomile. And sometimes I use, I think it's maybe Bigelow. Anyway, it's chamomile and lavender. So I put all those here in the infuser. Normally I just put them loose, but I forgot I had this infuser part. So I'm going to use that today. It'll be easier to remove the tea bags in the end. Although I leave the tea bags in here until it's all gone. And I'll take one glass, which is about half, and then I just fill it up with filtered water and I leave it to cold infuse in the refrigerator. So then I get 1.5 times as much. And that works great. So I leave the tea bags in. But anyway, this is how I make my herbal tea. And in there I have a couple of those tea bags that don't come wrapped. And it's a Perfect Peach by, I think it's Bigelow or Celestial Seasoning, and Raspberry Zinger. So those are the 6 that I use, but you can mix and match and use any tea bags you want. You can use regular tea, but you'll have to see how strong they are. Like I said, these are herbal teas. Okay, so my water is boiling, and I'm just going to put it right in here. Now normally the tea bags would already be in there, and if you don't have one of these, just throw your tea bags in and pour your water over the tea bags, and then just let it cool. Alright, but I'm going to do it this way. And then I'm just going to let this cool off until it's cold enough to put in the fridge. And that's it. Over here I still have some declutter stuff. It's baking things that I need to put away. This I'm keeping. I just need to see where I'm going to put it. Alright, so that is my iced tea and how I make it. And I'll be back later with, I want to make some Fakin bacon today. Okay, well this morning I wasn't planning on decluttering this, but I was looking for something to put my hair up since it's humid. So I started off looking in here, and I've already decluttered this one. It's headbands and my curling irons. So that one's already done, but I thought I'd share this with you. And this was filled to the top with different things. Hair ties, you know, clips. That's the problem when you have so much stuff and you're looking for something, you can't find it. So now I've organized that. Now I have to do this one. And what happens is a lot of these ties and things, the rubber ones, after a while the rubber deteriorates. So I threw a whole bunch of those away. So anyway, I did find something to put my hair up. And now I'm going to go on to this one, which is also stuff for hair. So I have all... Oh my God, I have all these hair clippy things. So those are going to go in this drawer too, but at least I can get to them now. And the thing I use the most in here is my hair dryer, which I don't use very often because I usually let my hair air dry. So anyway, this is my 15-minute declutter that I hadn't planned on decluttering. All right. Light bulb. I don't know why I have a light bulb in there, but that doesn't go in there. So this is what happens to me. I didn't plan on doing a 15-minute declutter here, but since I was looking for something to put my hair up, something different, this is where I ended up. So, okay, I'm going to dump this out. Here we go. Oh my God. What is all this? Oh, here we have old makeup. I'm sure that most of this is no good anymore, so this will be another 15-minute declutter because I just want to do the hair stuff now. So some of these, I try them out to see, and I'm going to give my daughter some of these because she's always losing hair ties or hair, whatever you call these. So she can take what she wants. But see how this one stretched out? So it's no good. So those I'm throwing away. These I never use. These I'm going to donate. I have a whole stack of these. I'll keep like this one, it's pretty. And this one. And this one. But I don't know. Maybe this one. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But right now I'm going to look through these. That one's no good. No good. Yeah, if they don't snap back anymore, I am not keeping them. And these I just don't like. So these I'm going to donate because I know a lot of people do like these with the little scrunchies. That's what they are, scrunchies. But I don't use those. So those are fine. They're going to donation. That one's okay. Here I have brand new. I do use these, but I don't need them in here. Oh my gosh. More clips. Yep. This is when you realize you're living in a world of crazy. All right. What is this? Oh, this is Obagi. This is an excellent, excellent hair, not hair, skin system, the Obagi system. I used it for years, but it's too expensive for me now. It's not cheap, but it really, really does a nice job on your skin. So I have other things now that work for me. Okay. And more hair clippies. Wow. And more of these. Wow, how many of these do you need? Seriously. Well, these are smaller. Not that that's an excuse, but okay. That's enough to last me my whole life, I think. So here's a headband. This is, I don't know, I think it's a hair tie thing. Alright, and more scrunchies. Alright, well, I'm not going to bore you by going through every single thing here with you, but I'll be back when I get this organized and we'll see. Back. So this is all the garbage. These are all hair ties. And this is a pretty deep garbage can. And this is full of hair ties that were no good anymore. So, see, for me, this is a good lesson. Lesson learned. This is what keeps me from shopping. This is what keeps me decluttering. So anyway, these are all going to donation. Somebody will be happy to get a bag of hair scrunchies. So those are going. Now, I need to do a second declutter, but I'm not doing that today. So this drawer is designated for hair things. So I have a plethora of these clips. And don't ask me why. I don't know. I just bought them. So I find though that some of these don't work in my hair. My hair is not super thick, but it's not thin either. And some of these just don't hold my hair. So what happens is I get a lot of little things happening. So not all of them work. So what I want to do is go through all of these and see which ones work in my hair and which ones don't. I don't want to just get rid of stuff if I know it works. So anyway, this will all be going in here. These are all like hair clips, and I do use those. I don't have a ton of them, but I've got plenty of them. So I won't have to buy anything for my hair probably the rest of my life. These are all this kind of stuff, and I do use these. So I don't want to have to rebuy anything. During my declutter, part of it is organizing things. Part of it is getting rid of things. And part of it is trying things out that I might or might not be able to use. So these I need to sort out, and I will get rid of the ones that don't work in my hair. But that's going to take some time to go through all these. The ones that don't work for me are going to have to go. So anyway, I have those. These are just a few fancy hair scrunchies that I'm keeping. These are, I'm going to have my daughter look through these. She wants some hair ties. These are ones that, not ties, but scrunchies. These are ones that still work, and I have plenty more. These I have to go through and try out. And these are all my headbands. So I have to try those out too, because sometimes I like the idea of a headband. These work pretty well, this kind. But a lot of times these, they ride up on the back of my head and they don't stay put. So if any of you have some good ideas on how to make these stay put, I'd appreciate it. Leave me a comment below, because I do like them. You know, these would look great with jeans. So anyway, I am going to keep these and try those out. See which ones I like, which ones I don't like. Oh, those are the donations, right. Oh, and then I also have combs. And I do use combs in my hair once in a while. They work real well. So I just have different colors to go with different outfits. And I'll even wear these just around the house to keep the hair out of my face. So okay, for now all this is going back in the drawer. I consolidated all this. I had hair stuff in 2 drawers. Now the one drawer only has my hair appliances, my curling iron, my dryer, my straightener, and this drawer will have all hair things. And as I'm looking at this, I realize this is what happens when you're a shopper and you shop too much. And it also happens when you buy things that you think are going to be great and you think are going to work, and they don't work. So I have my work cut out for me. On a rainy day, I'll go through this. And like I said, sometimes these, I like these kind too. But sometimes if I wear them too long, they'll start really bothering me and give me a headache. So I can't use any that are real tight on my head. My favorite ones are these Dollar Tree ones, and I have quite a few of those. And they work. They keep my hair out of my eyes, and they don't give me a headache. So, okay, I'm going to get dressed now. That's my 15-minute declutter. Maybe I'll find something else to declutter. I wasn't planning on doing anything in my bathroom, but that's what happens. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to get dressed and have something to eat. Okay, so here are all my things organized with a plan. I'm out here in my backyard, and I just wanted to show you this beautiful rose of Sharon. I did not plant this. God planted it for me, and He planted it in a beautiful spot. The reason I have this rope on it is because my pear tree, when it broke off, knocked it over. But this has such beautiful flowers. I don't know where it came from. I don't see another one in the vicinity. But let me see if I can get this flower for you. It's a double. Beautiful purple pink. Okay, I just wanted to share that with you. I can't get it. Okay, there we go. And over here, right there, is where I have the hornet's nest. And they're busy little buggers, so I have to do something about that. I'm back here in my kitchen. This is some tofu that I took out. It's from Costco, and I'm assuming it's firm tofu because it feels like it's firm tofu. But I wanted to get some more water out, so I pressed it. It's been pressing for about an hour, and there's no more liquid coming out, and that's how much came out. So I want to start using up some of my tofu. If you don't like tofu, you could use tempeh to make this bacon too, and I haven't tried this before. I'm just going to put like a dry rub on it, and then I'm going to put it in my dehydrator for a little bit. My air fryer is also a dehydrator, so I'm probably going to do it in there. And then I want to get it to the point where it's still pliable, but make like a Fakin bacon out of it. Okay, so here I have some of the smokehouse maple. And here I have, this is also McCormick molasses bacon flavor. And there's no meat products in here that I'm aware of. So I want to combine the two because I'd like to use this up. I've had it for a long time. So I'm going to get a heaping tablespoon of this. And a heaping tablespoon of this. I want to shake this up a little bit because sometimes the heavier stuff sinks to the bottom. So I'm hoping this isn't too salty, but you know, bacon is pretty salty. So there we go. Half and half. And like I said, I've never tried this before. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have my pressed tofu here, is I'm going to season the outside. And I hope this is going to stick. It looks like it will. spray this with a little bit of oil. I have this Hickory Magic that I've had for a long time. I don't even know where I got it. It's a barbecue seasoning spray, smoky western flavor. So I'm going to spray my tofu with some of this. Because bacon is fatty too, right? Alright. So I have the feeling I'm going to have to mix up a little more of this, but I don't know, maybe not. Let's see how this sticks. Yeah, that works better. And then I'm going to do the same to the sides. And I'll just use what's already in here. I hope this works. I mean, the tofu bacon that I've made in the past, I always soaked it in a brine. But I want to give this a try. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? And I love to play with my food. You guys know that. All right. That's good. It smells good. Okay, I have had this big, huge slicer for a long time. Again, I got it at Mark's. So I thought, well, I wonder if it would slice the tofu. And it did. So now I've got nice slices of tofu. You can cut these thinner if you like, but I'm going to leave them like that for now. So great, because I was debating when I did my cupboard declutter, should I keep this thing or should I just get rid of it because I don't use it? So now it's useful and it has a use. So that's another reason why I love to declutter. I actually like to declutter, honestly, because I discover things that I've had and then I can rediscover a use for them. So okay, that worked great. I love when that happens. Okay, I'm back. That was a good friend of mine calling from, she's in town looking for a place. She lived here in Ohio, and my former significant other and I always hung out with them. Very nice people. Well, her husband died suddenly. They were moving to Florida, and he was fixing up a house down there, and he died of a heart attack, and she was still up here, and it was very tragic. So it was very sad. He was a very, very nice man, and he just died too young. But anyway, my former significant other and I, we used to go on motorcycle trips. We did the Parkway. We went south to the Carolinas. We went all over the place with this couple, and we had a lot of fun. So that was in my motorcycle days. So I went from motorcycles to boating, and I enjoyed all the man toys along with my men. So anyway, and now here I am enjoying my time with my dogs, and that's great. But anyway, I'm getting back to my Fakin bacon. So I saved this Stone Mill Essentials. It's from Aldi's Grinder. And I just put the mix that I made in here. I want to try that because this has some clumps in it, and I want to see if this will work. So over here I have my tofu slices, and I'm going to spray a little bit of the hickory. I have plastic underneath here. Then I'm going to turn these over and do the other side. And then I have a little bit of tofu left, but I have another rack So I'm just going to give this a try. Like I said, this is real-time experimenting. So here we go. And then we'll do this. Oh, that comes out pretty quick. I don't know, maybe just like this would be better. Because I don't want that much seasoning on it. So I'm going to scrape a little bit of this off. And put it on a couple of the other pieces. So it'll work as a sprinkler. Oh, here comes the mower. I'm sure you guys can hear that. They're doing the mowing today. Which is good because I don't do mowing. Alright, so hopefully that's not too much. But if this works and it's a little much, then I can always, you know, put a little less on next time. So I'm going to turn these over, do the same thing, finish this up, and then I'm going to put it on the dehydrator setting and leave it in there. I don't know for how long, maybe 2-3 hours. And if that isn't working, I can always turn it back up and maybe do it on 400 for a few minutes to brown it up a little bit. So we'll see. I don't know. I'll come back and I'll show you how it turned out. Just wanted to come back real quick, and I discovered that as long as I don't turn this upside down and just kind of hold it sideways, it puts out just enough of the seasoning. So I just wanted to update you on that because that works great. I love reinventing the wheel. Alright, well, it's dinner time. I didn't really eat breakfast. This is my first meal today. I ended up going to my daughter's and helping her out. She's got a sick little chicken. They got maybe a dozen chickens a while back, and this one is really sweet, and she's sick. So we're trying to figure out what's wrong with the chicken. We went to Tractor Supply and got her some medicine. So I don't know. I hope she recovers. But anyway, now I'm really super hungry. So I'm going to have a TLT. Here is the tofu bacon that I made. And it's pretty good. I think I could have put even more seasoning on it. But it's smoky and it's chewy. So I think I'm going to make my tofu bacon like this from now on. It's not so wet because tofu is kind of wet. So I dragged out my coleslaw from yesterday, and it's really tasty. I'm going to have a little bit of my lentil soup, and I'm going to I want to add some celery seed to my coleslaw. I like celery seed in coleslaw, and you know, you can put it in potato salad, pasta salad. It's good in all those things. But this coleslaw is really, really good with that raspberry dressing. Really tasty. I like it better than the creamy coleslaw. I've never been a huge fan of the creamy coleslaw. I like it, I'll eat it, but I rarely make it. But this is really good. All right. I have some toast here. And to make it even more bacony, I I have this Delicio, CU, whatever, bacon seasoning. And I just have some Dollar Tree mayo here. So I'm going to add some of that seasoning to the mayo. All right. So I'll put a little bit of that in. I don't want it too salty. But I think that'll be good. It'll be like a bacon flavored mayo. So there we go. And like I said, I like to use up what I have. I like to combine things and use them up. So let me give this mayo a taste. Could use a little more. But I don't want it too salty, because I think I'm going to use a little bit of that seasoned salt on top of my tomato too. So let's give that a try. Good. All right, so I'm going to make my sandwich now, and this is just the bread I had frozen, and I'm sure you guys all know how to make a BLT, and I'm going to make the TLT the same way. So this tofu Fakin bacon is very chewy, which is exactly what I wanted. So spraying it with that oil helped the seasoning stick to the bacon, to the tofu. Okay, I think I could use just a little bit more mayo. I'm not going to mix up anymore. I'll just give it another little squirt of mayo. All right. So there we have it. And I'm going to put a couple pieces of this lovely, not bacon. It gets very confusing when you have to keep changing the terminology. Okay, so if you don't have bacon and you have tofu, even if you eat meat, give this a try. And this is my homegrown tomato. I'm sure that's delicious. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of this bacon seasoning on the tomato too. And just spread it out a little bit. I don't want any big clumps of salt. Okay, and then I have to get some lettuce. Okay, here is my dinner for today. My lentil soup, my coleslaw, and a TLT. And I save these from restaurants so that when I make sandwiches that tend to slide apart, I can use those. Alright, so let me give this a try. Okay, this is messy. That looks really good. Very chewy. Now if you wanted to, I dehydrated it for a couple of hours. If you wanted to, you could put it in a little bit of a marinade and then fry it up in some oil until it caramelizes. You could do that afterwards, but I'm going to eat it just the way it is. So here's my coleslaw. The raspberry dressing works very well with coleslaw because it has just a touch of sweet and sour. So anyway, I'm going to eat my dinner because I'm starving. So that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. I'll see you next time.